Productions, the Cultural Preservation Station. Tune in. Tune in. Hey yo. Black education, cultural preservation, Taylor BEETV, because elevation. Tune into the station, we rockin' the whole nation. That's right, we rockin' the whole nation, prep the new generation for mental activation. Taylor BEETV's the new sensation. Stop the hesitation and learn something new. My girl Taylor B's here to show and prove.
They're too dumb. Students on Fridays. He delivers lessons and helps us fit those skills into our lessons.
Black schools that like they're
Too
too dumb to know they're in a bad school.
Independent in our class.
I mean, apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like, if you train a Black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They just
Allison Friedman, what you're saying is absolutely hearable here. You've got to stop.
Peace, 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 family. It is your girl, Queen B. And of course, this is BEETV, where Black education empowers true vision. And this is a dissection video. So you just heard Hunter College professor Allison Friedman spark fury as she had a hot mic. So out in New York, they're trying to close a bunch of schools down. And they had a Zoom call meeting with the students so the students could talk about why they don't want their school shut down. So they had several different students on this panel who were talking about trying to save the school and the reasons they wanted to save the school. And then we have this woman, this professor, and I want to say this correct because she's a tenured professor. She has tenure at Hunter College. So she's been teaching the children there for over 10 years. She's caught on a hot mic being blatantly racist and saying anti-Black remarks about these students as the students are actually fighting for something they believe in. So yeah, this is crazy, family. So let's play it one more time. Let's play it one more time so everybody can hear what they have to say about us. This is Allison Friedman from Hunter College.
that like they're too dumb to know they're in a bad school.
Independent in our class.
I mean, apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like, if you train a Black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They just
Allison Friedman, what you're saying is absolutely hearable here. You've got to stop.
Look at her faces. They can't even believe she did it.
I'm sorry, sweetie. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
Many of the students in our classes that were
Now, family, let me pause that. Family, we're gonna remove this down. So you heard her. So this is what we're talking about, family. This is why we delineate. This is why we have to delineate so we can get an anti-hate crime bill for our nation. Racism in this country is so deep-seated. I can't tell you how deep it goes. It's systemic. That's what we mean by systematic racism, systemic racism. She is a tenured professor who is basically just saying the most heinous racist things on a panel where there were plenty of Black students. These kids that were on this panel, now she's a professor at Hunter College. So she must be on some type of panel for the Education Council because the children that are on the panel speaking about their schools, these are middle schoolers, you guys. This isn't college kids. She's just a college professor and she's on this Education Council. So these are the people who are on these councils, who are on these different PTAs and councils and different societies and sororities or whatever you want to call them that basically control Do we get in or not? What is our grade? Did we pass? Are you going to write us up in the class for something? She's the person that's in charge of this. And you heard what she said. And then she's trying to walk it back. They always, and let's show her picture because we're going to show her picture. Let me put her back up on the stage. This is her. This is Allison Friedman, a Hunter College professor. She sparked outrage with her comments made on a call about school closures for Hunter College. Okay. So these were eighth graders talking. And then she goes on there and spews her hate on the broadcast, on the channel. Now, she's so dumb. This is how dumb she is, y'all. She's so stupid, and she's supposed to be a college professor. Now, this is the people that we got teaching us and teaching our children, right? That have taught us and teaching our children and to teach the children in the future. She's so dumb that she took a Carter G. Woodson quote. And she said it was Martin Luther King that said it. These are the teachers in our school system, family. So the quote is, if you make a man think that he is justly an outcast, you do not have to order him to the back door. He will already go without being told. Now, our great ancestor, Carter G. Woodson, wrote that quote in his book in 1933, The Miseducation of a Negro. And this dumbass college professor thinks that Martin Luther King said it. Now, family, you tell me, if college professors can't even get our history right, how are they going to teach it to us? If they can't even get the history right, she doesn't even know that that's a quote from Carter G. Woodson. She thinks it's Martin Luther King. See, they all think we're the same. They all think we're the same. They don't care. And they're the people who are teaching our children. This is a problem that we have. This is why we delineate. This is why we have to do 70 cultural ascension principles so we can start developing our own schools, developing our own hospitals, our own grocery stores. This way we can employ our own people. You see, this is why I say we must do 70 cultural ascension principles, because this right here is crazy. So right now they are, I guess, trying to investigate it. That's the main thing that they like to do. They want to investigate if this, if she meant it and what did she mean by it. I think they should have let her keep talking. And she was on a hot mic. They stopped her. Only God knows what nastiness would have came out her mouth next. So I really think they should have let her keep talking. But they let the man stopped her because it was ignorant. And there were children on that panel. And what kind of example is she setting for these children that she's supposed to be teaching? What kind of example is she setting for them? That's no way to be a teacher. That's no way to set an example for young students who you're trying to raise up to have an education. And then furthermore, like, she doesn't even know Black history. She over there trying to make a quote and be a smartass, and she sounds stupid. And that's usually what happens when you're trying to be a smartass. You end up sounding stupid as hell. So I wanted to bring this to the family. Again, her name is Allison Friedman, family. So Hunter College in New York. So y'all know what to do. Family, you know what to do. Let me put her thing back up here. Let me see. She's got contact information right here. Let's share that. This is her, Allison Friedman. She's an associate professor. She's an associate professor in the Department of Biological Sciences. So she has a cellular lab. It looks like she might work in some type of DNA lab. And that's even dangerous, because if she feels that way about Black people, what's she doing when she gets a sample that has our DNA? What is she doing to that? Can we trust what she's doing with that? Can we trust what she's teaching our children? These are the type of people who run this nation, who run these schools, who have been in these schools for ages that we died to integrate into. So this is a problem, family. So we definitely need to check this. She is a postdoc fellow at E. Kahan School of Medicine in Mount Sinai, New York. She is a PhD from Mount Sinai School of Medicine and her bachelor's from Barnard College. And she's a cellular neurophysiology and behavior physician. Are you kidding me? She's a behavior physician? She's a neurophysiological behavior physician teaching our children. And this is the hate that she spews. This is a problem, family. And this is why we're on the right track. What we're doing, we must delineate, we must develop our own systems, family. It is time for us to start developing our own systems, our own buildings, and all of that. And once we do that, then we can hire ourselves. Okay. Because no one wants to hire us anyway. All right. We need to get more real estate built up so we can start selling homes to each other, renting homes to each other. Okay. Because I'm telling you right now, we have no friends, we have no allies, and the people who are supposed to be sitting there teaching our children are very, very nasty people, a lot of them. And this is the type of hate that they spew. One more time for the people in the back.
Students on Fridays. He delivers lessons and helps us fit those skills into our
Black
lessons.
schools that like
This helps
they're
us
just
become
they're
productive,
too dumb to know they're in a bad school.
Let me pause it because if you didn't hear, she said the blacks are too dumb to know that they're in a bad school. I repeat, she said the blacks. Now, there's other people that I'm sure that go to this school, but the blacks are too dumb to realize that they're in a bad school.
dependent in our class.
I mean,
And I think right there, I think she realized that her mic was hot and she tried to clean it up. But the shit that she said to clean it up made it worse.
apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like if you train a black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They
No, Martin Luther King did not say that, ma'am.
Allison Friedman, what you're saying is absolutely hearable here. You got to stop.
They should have let her keep going. They should have let the way I wanted them to let her keep going because I really wanted to hear what her rationale for this was. But she did offer a fake ass apology. Let me see what she said. Let's see what her fake ass apology said. She said, let me see. Friedman apologized for her comments as she tried to clarify her remarks. See, they always want to try to clarify. You can't clarify it. You just said out your mouth that blacks were too dumb to know that they were in a bad school. How can you clarify that? And then you follow it up with an asinine remark trying to quote Martin Luther King Jr. and you quoted, and you didn't even really quote him because you didn't even say the quote right, but it was actually Carter G. Woodson's quote. Shame on you to misalign and mess up a quote on Black History Month about Black history. Shame on you, Allison Friedman. Shame on you, ma'am. You are a disgrace. This is her apology. Friedman apologized for her comments as she tried to clarify her remarks, as reported by the New York Times. This is her apology. My complete comments make clear these abhorrent views are not my own, nor were they directed at any student or any group, she said. The lies coming out of her mouth now. Ooh, they know how to shed them tears. She said, I fully support these courageous students in their effort to stop school closures. However, I recognize these comments caused harm and pain. While that was not my intent, so I truly do apologize. You know, we don't accept your apology. So that's number one. We don't accept it. Apology not accepted. Okay. Number 2, go learn some Black history. If you're going to quote Black history, make sure you're quoting it correctly. Okay. Number 3, always check your mic, racists. Because you could have a hot mic while you're over there talking your racist shit that you don't want people to know about you, that you like to keep behind your closed doors. Okay. We found out. We heard it. Let me tell you, the truth shall not be hidden anymore. Okay. The truth shall not be hidden anymore. All right. Your true feelings are going to come out one way or another. I believe the ancestors pressed unmute on her mic so we could hear how nasty and abhorrent she is talking about Black students. And now her lie, of course. And of course, it says that Black students make up about 20% of the total number of students enrolled in these schools that they're looking to close. So, they're not the majority there, but Blacks were the only ones that I heard her talking about. I didn't hear her talking about anybody else. She said the Blacks were too dumb to know that they were in a bad school. And then she took a heinous remark. That was an absolutely heinous thing to say. And I'm sure Carter G. Woodson didn't mean it in the way that she's trying to use it in the context that she's using it in. It was absolutely ridiculous and it was disgusting, downright. So, family, make sure you continue to delineate, okay? Make sure you continue to have discussions and use your discernment when you're dealing with people like this, okay? Because these people are all around us. They're in our institutions, they're in the schools, they're in the hospitals, they're in the DMVs, they're in everywhere. Okay, they're in the doctor's office, they're the police force, they're the judges, they're the lawyers, they're everywhere, family. And this is what we mean when we say systemic racism. That is systemic, that is a definition of it, okay? She's been a tenured professor. That means she has years as a professor. And these are her views. So imagine the harm that she has caused to our students over the years. I wouldn't be surprised if students start speaking up about harms that she have caused them in her classroom over the years. With her discriminatory behavior. And she's supposed to be a behavior neurophysiologist. You have got to be kidding me. I can't make this stuff up if I tried. So I just wanted to bring this to the family to make sure you guys all were aware that this was going on in our community. Okay. So thank you so much for sticking in there with me with this dissection video. This course is Justice on Earth, and I'm Queen Bee. So peace, love, kings and queens up to the Black American nation. Till the next one.